Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of To Rush or Not to Rush. Like I said before, I started to write just one post about rushing and I realized it's going to take more than one. So the first video, blog post, podcast was kind of just going over like the lingo that one might hear whilst rushing. So this time I'm going to talk a little more about the actual process of recruitment. And again, we've all seen the movies. We've seen House Bunny, Sydney White, Neighbors 2, and obviously, yes, there's some truth to those movies, but you have to take it with a grain of salt and not go into recruitment thinking it's just like that. First of all, each school does recruitment at a different time of year, usually. A lot of big state schools do it in the summer, actually, before you even start, and some schools do it in the fall, a couple weeks into the school year, and some schools do it in the spring. Some schools have multiple recruitments within one school year. So check with your own school to figure out when recruitment is. And once you sign up, you're pretty much coached through the entire process. Sometimes you have to pay a fee to rush, but it's not too bad, and you get a t-shirt sometimes, and it just is what it is. So once you sign up and you pay your fee and all that, you'll be assigned a Pi Chi or a Rogam, which is a current sorority member who will be your guide throughout the whole process. You won't know what sorority she's in because she's supposed to be unbiased. Sometimes it's easy to tell, or you can make a pretty accurate assumption based off who she hangs out with and stuff, but the point is, she's an unbiased person who knows what you're going through that is there to help. A lot of times you're not supposed to even talk about recruitment with your friends because they want you to make the decision on your own and not go with what everybody else is going for. And being a Pi Chi or a Rogam is a really huge honor. Sororities take it very seriously, like how many they get chosen each year. They go through a really long application and selection process, so trust your Pi Chi. They'll be able to answer any question you have, what to wear, where to go, what to do, all the above. So how does the process even work? Again, depends on the school. But typically you start off by going to every single sorority your school has to offer. If not, you go to most of them. Where I went to college, we only had 6 sororities, so we were required for the first round of recruitment to visit each house. So for the first round, you go to a party, which is literally just visiting the house, and one of the sisters will scoop you up at the door, like arm in arm, and walk you in, and you kind of just start having a conversation, and it's really weird and loud, and it's just weird. It doesn't feel natural at all. But do your best just to be yourself, because the point of recruitment is to find a group of girls who will be a good fit for you and you be a good fit for them. So don't try to just kind of feed them the information you think they'd want, or try to impress them too much. Just be yourself. At some point during the party, usually another girl will come switch with her and be like, "Oh, hey, this is my sister, Olivia. Olivia, this is Riley, and she's this major, and she's from here." And Olivia will say, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Tell me more." And then the first girl will be like, "Well, I'm going to leave you two to chat. Bye, nice to meet you." And it's weird, but it is what it is. Sometimes during a party, the sisterhood will have you sit down and watch a video or a skit, or just listen to somebody talk. So be prepared for that too. And yes, recruitment is really weird and intimidating and stiff, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it can result in something really awesome. Even if you go through it and you don't end up accepting a bid, at least you know that you tried, and there's not going to be any what-ifs, and your FOMO won't be as bad. After the first round, after you go to each house, you'll rank them from your favorite to your least favorite. Sometimes this is really easy, sometimes this is not so easy. And the sororities basically do the same thing. They'll basically rank each girl that they saw from favorite to least favorite, which, again, first initial reaction is, "Oh my gosh, that's so judgmental, how could they?" But again, you signed up for this, and the whole process is designed to put you with a group of girls that you will vibe with, get along with. So you should want that sisterhood to want you, you know? And if they don't want you, if they don't rank you very high, then you don't belong there. It's not a diss, and it's not you're not good enough, it's you're not the right fit. So usually within a few hours or the next day, you'll get your results back, and you'll see which parties you were invited to for the second round. Sometimes you get your top picks, sometimes you don't, sometimes you get a mix, and regardless, you have to go to every party, or you can drop. Sometimes you're invited back to the max number of parties, sometimes you're only invited back to a few. Again, you can't focus on the fact that a sisterhood didn't want you, because that's not the case. It's that the process is designed to match you with the right group of girls. Don't be bummed out, and don't try to force anything, and don't get down on yourself, because that's kind of like self-sabotaging. This process doesn't determine who you are or what your worth is. So this second round of parties, it's usually a little bit more formal, usually dressed a little nicer, and so does the sisterhood. It goes the same way as the first one. Usually it's like themed as philanthropy, so you learn way more about their philanthropy, but it's the same exact thing, time limit, the way they scoop you up and switch you around. So afterwards, you do the same thing. You rank your favorites, and you wait for your results. This last round is called preference, and the last time you ranked them, you basically only get to pick 2. And you rank your favorite and your second favorite. Sometimes you only get 1. And so you decide if that's the sorority you would hope to be in or not. And if it's not, then you drop. And being invited to this last round is basically that sorority saying that they want you in their sorority. At this point, the decision's kind of up to you. And this round is very formal and an hour long, and you only talk to one girl the whole time. Sometimes there's like a little ceremony in there. It's like kind of secret, and maybe a ritual or something. I know that sounds so weird, but usually it's just like, here's a symbol of our sisterhood. Now everybody take one and think about it and now leave. It's like not that weird. Like, it's weird, but it's not that weird. After pref, you rank yours first and second, or just first. And if they also ranked you very high, odds are you'll get a bid. Sometimes you'll get a bid from your second choice, which is rare, but it also happens. And for me personally, I got really lucky because the sorority I wanted to be in was a sorority I ended up in. But that was also because it was like pretty obvious that that was the right one for me and who I am and my personality and everything. And so my decision making the whole time was pretty easy. I found peace in knowing, like, between my top 2, I was going to be chill with either one. Like, if I didn't get my top one, I was going to be just fine because I found things to be excited about in my second choice too. So next time I'll talk more about what happens once you accept your bid. But that's the gist of how sorority recruitment works. At the end of the day, it is really fun and it's a unique experience. It outweighs the weird. And just like the rest of your life and college, you'll get out of it what you put into it. If you just be yourself and know who you are and trust the process, you'll end up where you're supposed to end up.